Rockin' with oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, we back, baby. It's that time again. Visionary value. Let's go.
T-Qron in the building.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's go.
You know what it is.
Fresh White Mike in the building.
FW Mike.
Anyway, what are you gonna do?
I think it was like the first. Was it the first or the second episode when I asked you what is this FW Mike? Like, what's the FW stand for? And you told me it was Fresh White.
Because half people call me Fresh Mike, and that's what I went by for like 15 years back when Fresh was a thing.
Nice.
And
That's what's up.
back in my hip hop days. And then when I started working with the Hoteps and the Black Israelites and producing for them and stuff, of course I was White Mike. You know what I mean? Because that was the East Coast cats, the Jersey cats, New York cats, and I was just White Mike, because I was like the only white dude around. And so it was White Mike for them. And so people were like Fresh Mike, White Mike, and I was just like, I'm just gonna be F-dub, and you get older, you're like, I don't care. I don't care. Just tell me when the check is coming. I got bills to pay. I'm tired. You know what I mean?
Well, it's better than being called something like Psycho Michael or something, right?
I think that'd be cool. It's like an MMA
Psycho Michael.
What do you mean? Psycho Michael. Ah.
Let's go. Let's go. Yep. That's what's up.
Speaking of, I got my Tyson shirt on today. I got to be honest. You've lost weight. I love this. Right?
Iron Mike. Iron Mike Tyson.
Iron Mike Tyson shirt. Problem is, they had it in 2X only, right? And I was like, when you see a throwback, like 80s looking Mike Tyson shirt, like, then it looks like you could have bought it in the 80s and it's brand new today. That's badass. They had like 2 and 3X left, right? Clearly, because he sold quick. And I was like, damn. And I was like, I'm going to buy a 2X. This thing is like a dress on me. I'm like, I can't wear this out, but I can wear it on the show. Because I mean, this thing is like, bro, it's silly big. But that's good because I used to fit 2X as well, when I was big. So, yeah.
Right. Shit, I feel you, bro. I get what you're where you're coming from on that one. I got a lot of different sizes now, but yeah, man. Mike Tyson was on those commercials recently, like I was telling you, or we were talking about during the Super Bowl, and he was trying to get everybody to be a little healthier. A lot of people didn't like that, but a lot of people appreciated that. I did.
Who would not like that though? I don't like. Here's the thing: there's stuff you can be mad at, sure. Like there's a lot of stuff I'm mad at that other people might disagree, and vice versa. But like,
Yeah,
hey, eat healthier.
eat
Spend
healthier.
less
That's it.
money on overpriced food that's killing you, that's thrown out a window, made with chemicals by people who don't care about you, or
Exactly, bro.
focus
Exactly,
more
bro.
cooking a chicken at home, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
that's
if
it.
you
Just
don't want to
eat
cook a chicken at home, listen, you don't want to cook a chicken at home, go to get you a Sam's Club or Costco membership. $5 chickens, $4.99 each, plus tax. You ain't got to do the cooking. Get through two of them or something. Feed your whole family for the whole
yeah.
week, whatever. But
Like
there are ways. Yeah.
for you, you're different, right? So you're different. You don't need to. How do I say this? You don't need to put incremental healthy habits into your life because you are on that next level. Okay, meaning like you live a life that you require the gym for your lifestyle to be straight. For you to feel good tomorrow morning when you wake up, gym has to be in that picture somewhere. Yesterday or maybe the day before, if it was only your one day off, the gym is in the tonight. The gym is in the picture if you're waking up this morning, kind of thing, right? Your food. You're not going to eat shit food. You're not going to go to Arby's and get you 2 double beefs and cheddars. You know what I
You'd
mean?
rather starve until you can get something healthier.
Because of
Yeah,
how it makes
I've
you
done that.
feel. Man, look, man,
Yeah.
my wife was ill the other day, not feeling great. You know how when somebody's not feeling great, you're like, okay, man, we're gonna go get you whatever you want. You know what I mean? We're gonna go through it direct because you're sick. We're coming back from
Yeah.
the doctor. I'm taking you
Yeah.
home. But you know what? On the way home, you want whatever. And I know it's gonna offend T-Qron, but hang in there with me, y'all. You want McDonald's, you want Taco Bell, you want Taco Casa, you want, you know what I'm saying? You want, Burger King, whatever
I
you
had Taco
want,
Bell the other
Arby's.
week.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and it was horrible. I felt like crap afterwards. But continue. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Yep.
don't eat it there anymore because it's not good to me. Anyway, so she picks Arby's, and I will tell you, if you're trying to
Okay.
stay as healthy as you can, they have
Uh-huh.
a half-pound, uh, just beef meal. So it's
Okay.
just the beef and 2 pieces of bread. You throw the
Okay.
bread out, and you're just eating a pound of beef or a half pound of beef. Officially, it is probably not actually all the water.
Bro, their cheesesteak is horrible. Um.
I don't. Like I said, I figured the best thing, like of
Yeah.
all the Arby's,
No, wait. Not cheesesteak. Sorry. Euro.
gyro.
Yeah.
Oh
Euro. That
no,
was
I tried the gyro from what do you call it? Jimmy John's. Not terrible.
okay.
No, not
Okay. I
terrible.
didn't know they had. I've
Just
only had Jimmy John's like twice. Yeah.
just
They
even
hollow the bread out or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
because yeah, Jimmy John's.
Mm.
So it's better than Subway, man. Subway tastes like plastic. So to me now. Subway used to be
Gotcha.
good. And I'm wondering, we're gonna get
I
to the
had some
show, guys.
Jersey Mike's last night. Jersey
And
Mike's
see, I haven't had that in
cheesesteaks.
a long time. Like since I
Oh, I
started
had to
eating
have a
healthy, I
cheesesteak.
don't mess with Jersey Mike's because it's the highest calories of them.
It
I
is.
was
It's a
reading.
cheat meal.
Yeah, no, but for you it's different.
Yeah.
But for you, brother,
Hmm.
for an everyday dude who's maybe getting to the gym twice a week, you know what I'm saying? Who works stationary 10, 12 hours a day, my decisions have to be different than yours. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I have to go, okay, man, well, my body doesn't have a natural high calorie burn. So a couple things. One, I never order food that is delivered to me. I do not do that. It's against my rule. For me, because if I'm not willing to cook or get off my ass, I'm not burning enough calories to justify what I'm about to put in my fat face. Right. So for those of you who may be struggling, maybe you're 20 pounds overweight, you're like, I got to lose weight, but man, I'm busy. Little things like cook. Say I'm going to go out to eat once a week, and when I do go out once a week to wherever I would like to go, I'm going to make sure I stay close to. You know what I mean? I'm not going to
Mhm.
overdo it. And then, as
Mhm.
T-Qron says, there's something that happens when you eat healthy regularly. Like you don't want to eat fast food. You're like, oh, I want to eat there, but I'll get like I don't eat at McDonald's because it'll
Oh
just
yeah.
make me sick. Like I just know I'm not
Yes.
paying you for me to eat food that makes me want to throw up. Like why would I
I
do that?
literally had now to Mike's point, I literally had Taco Bell 2 weeks ago. Oh my God. I don't know, man. I regretted it the rest of the night. Like, not because my stomach was, it's just, it made me feel like yucky. Like, it made me feel like crap, bro. Like, I'm like, why do I feel like this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, what did you just eat? Duh. You know what I'm saying? And I even try to do the healthier option by having one of them as just the regular beef, burrito thing or whatever. And then the other one was chicken. They barely put any chicken in that, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But that's just a common thing. I'm sorry, but restaurants out here in Hawaii, they are not portion friendly type of people. Okay. I literally had pho delivered to me last week, or was it the week before? I can't even remember, right?
Yeah.
It
Holla.
was right.
I want to shout out.
Not from
I want to shout out to my best friend and close personal friend of the islands, Jimmy. He's got pho heaven out there. It's delicious over in the Pearl area. Go check it out, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But I shout out to Pho Heaven. I wish I had ordered from there, but I didn't even see them on Uber Eats. I don't know if they got delivery yet or not.
I think it's
but
too far
anyways,
from where you live. I think it's too far from
it
where
might
like
be.
there's too many
It might
pho
be.
around you.
It might be, yeah. And I only do that for convenience when I'm doing stuff like this or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or I got too much going on and blah blah. Anyways, long story short, bro, okay, so you know how in Hawaii they have the mini plate and then the large plate? Tell me why every time I've gotten pho, it's always been in the large plate, bunch of noodles, then you got the beef and the tendon, the beef balls or whatever, like all the stuff, the chicken, whatever you got. It was the mini plate that had the noodles and the beef in there. The mini plate. You said you just charged me $23 for this?
Ooh.
Say word?
Ooh.
Okay, I got you. Never again. But
See,
yeah,
what I keep telling the
that was
white,
a spot called Fall 97 or something like that. I can't rember. 97.
we're not gonna name names in negative because we don't want to. We're an official podcast, dude, so we don't want to. You know what I mean?
I guess I mess up their names so they can go screw themselves. That's just
me. Need 97% better pricing. That's what I'm saying.
Man, get the pho out of here. That's what I'm saying.
Go pho yourself. You know.
Hey, but that's what you get from T-Qron. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell it like it is, bro. I'm not a sugarcoater. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Now, when we get those sponsors, I got you. You get what I'm saying?
You're like, when we get
until then,
handle it. But no, I'm kidding.
Well, until then, yeah.
Man, I want to tell you a little secret, man. I messed around the other night. I was like, because like, what are the hard things I had to give up? My birthday's in a couple weeks. Like I said, Wingstop. I'm gonna get 20 Wingstop wings. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna get my lemon peppers. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get my Louisiana rubs, and I'm gonna get my OG hots. You know what I mean? Like,
I like the Cajun one. That stuff is fire.
Yeah, that's
jerk.
Louisiana. Well, yeah, there's jerk Louisiana. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, so that's what I do for my birthday is get wings. You know what I mean? Because that's my favorite thing to do. And watch like UFC, and I love it now on Paramount because it's like they got like tons of old UFC. So I'm gonna sit there and eat wings and watch my UFC and be like, unless you're texting or calling, if I swear to God, if any of you text or call me about a mother podcast, if any of you come with anything other than happy birthday, thank you, we're done. You know what I'm saying? The shows that don't come on after my birthday are the dummies who thought on my birthday it was good to tell me about their podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hopefully the rest of the crew is tuning in.
I'm kidding. Everybody is so wonderful, man. We're blessed. I'm making jokes. So most of the time it's not the actual crew. You know what I mean? Most of the time it's the other folks. And that's fine. I love it. But people want to know about T-Qron. People want to know about, Patterson for sure. People want to know about Emmerich. People want to know about Mr. Man. Like, is he really dead? So, but anyway, Mr. Man, we got the ongoing joke. He jokes around. He's like, I've been dead for 3 days. How are you doing? So he's hilarious.
Yeah, I know. Hey, it's a blessing to be alive that long nowadays. When everybody is just all you see online is like so and so passed away at the age of 52, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude, he's only like 53. He's just, rode hard and put away wet, as he would say. You know what I mean? He treated his body like it owed him money and never paid him, is what he'll tell you. So he's one of the funniest. Hilarious. But anyway, it's just, doing that in the work. But yeah, man, so I discovered healthy chicken wings. All of that to say,
Healthy
bro,
chicken wings.
you can, healthy as they're going to be. All you're literally doing is salt, pepper, little paprika, little chili powder.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
put a little garlic and onion powder, but just a little, you know what I mean? Like a on them. And then you just lay them
All
out,
good.
just a
You
tiny,
gotta
like,
have
not
some
a,
seasoning.
well, that's not fattening. It's actually good for you. That's why,
Mhm.
that's why they searched around the world for spices back in the day. People were like, the seasoned food? No, stupid. It was because before antibiotics, before they had rubbing alcohol, before you had something that could kill germs, spices were all you had. Spices were medicine. If you got off all those doctors' drugs and you ate healthy, and when you were sick, you ate a spicier food with lots of broth, you would feel better, and it would give your body the strength to fight this stuff. The shit the doctor gives you actually makes you weaker, makes you more dependent on those antibiotics. But that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? So that was it, dude. And a dollop, like a dip of olive oil when you put the wing on so it won't stick to the metal. Like, boop. So a wing, seasoning, and a drop of olive oil. That's it. That's as healthy as you can get with chicken in the oven, out, crispy skin, delicious. I'm like, I won life. Bring me some hot sauce to put on there. We're good. So.
I won at life.
I
Speaking of
did.
winning at life, let's talk about how people can win in the markets that help you have a better life. You know
let's talk about the markets. I don't know if there's much winning to be done this week, but let's talk about it. You know,
no more winning, Mr. President. No more winning, Mr. President. That's the joke nowadays online. I see that all over. No more winning. No more winning.
Hilarious. So what do you think about? So this is March 18th, you know, and that is, I don't know if they have. So this is from Friday. Let's see here. What do we have? Let's see here. There we go. That's the one I want right here. March 20th. Stocks plunge, sending major indexes to their fourth straight week of losses. Oil rises further. All right. So last trading day was Friday, and we are going to talk about this. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the headline? That's real simple. Stocks plunge, sending major indexes to their fourth straight week of losses, but oil rises further.
My thoughts are no more winning. No more winning. Oh my God. You got to laugh, bro. You got to laugh it off. It hurts. Long-term portfolio hurts. Not as much as it was hurting a month ago. Definitely not. But yeah, it's going to keep plunging if you ask me. As long as this all of this stuff that's going on overseas continues, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I hope people are ready. I hope people are ready, man, because gold just went to shite. Like it was at levels. I can't see the chart right now, but man, I think we just went back to where we were like in November or something of last year. I can't remember. It could be even further back, but yeah. Gold went to hell. So does silver. I bought back in. I bought back in on a ETF leverage play that I made money on before.
This is gold right here.
And
this is for 1 year. Let's go to 1 month.
It's been taking a beating. It's been taking a beating.
But if you invested in gold 1 year ago, right, you would still be up.
Major.
Yeah.
Major.
150
but
bucks per
if you started buying at the top, you're hurting right now.
Well, yeah, well, you're not. Yeah, clearly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
was trading it, so I'm not hurting. I'm good.
Let me ask you this, because now this is affecting every sector. People watch, they know we talk about, you know, normally when one goes down, the other goes up. Bitcoin versus classic stocks. Usually, you know, the dollar weakens, Bitcoin goes up, and precious metals go up. Sometimes those fight each other, but those are only fighting each other when the stock is good. Bop, bop, bop. Now, none of those rules apply, and everything is getting kicked in its cojones. So, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts on it? Because I'm confused, bro. Like,
I think my water tastes like my dishwasher doesn't rinse my glasses well enough. I think that's what I think right now. But regardless, I'm like, I was like, well, that tastes like my dishwasher. We're real people, folks. If you don't use a dishwasher and you're washing, I don't know what to tell you. Try one. You'll see. Anyway, no, what I'm seeing here and what man, like there's a point where you have to, take off those rose-colored glasses, bro. You know what I mean? There's a point in life where you can go, I'm a crypto bro. Money is balling. Gangsters are gangstering, dog. We doing this. Scoop diddy poop. And then you're like, oh, wait. You know what I mean? You got to take the glasses off. You got to put the hat on right. Okay. And you got to go, man, I've got to start talking about my worst fears, what they are, and if they are what they are. Okay. My worst fear is that all of this was a pump and dump. First year of the term pump and dump.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we see here with this, as we see with this guy right here, boom, right? The gold. Remember, everybody was like, oh my God, gold. And remember, and in the past year, even though it's dropped hard, you'd still be up 48%, which by any stock measure in a year is great to be up 48%. Incredible. But I mean, it's dropping, and the trend doesn't look great from everything, right? And this is silver, and this is Bitcoin, and this is S&P, and this is across the board. Everything was killing dollar bills, and now everything is dropping.
Yeah, man.
Was it a
right now? It's the transfer of wealth. One could argue that. One could say that, right? I remember just a few episodes ago. What was the term? The TRUMP and dump. You know what I'm saying? The Trump and dump. And that's because literally markets are moving on headlines. They're not, and I've only been in the markets for like the last 5 years, right? So there's somebody watching that's been in here in the markets for 20 years, 30 years. They'll have more, they're more familiar with it than I am, but this isn't your normal markets. You get what I'm saying? That's why gold ain't going up, it's dropping, silver ain't. But why? Why at this point? Apparently, man, we're living in the greatest transfer of wealth ever known to man. That's what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? So as far as a pump and dump is possible, but I just think right now, bro, everybody's just scared. The greed and fear indexes, like you pointed out last week, it's not even just the war. I mean, look at what's happening around the country. I'm sure that's happening around the world. Look at the weather, bro. Like,
yeah, man. We talked a little bit about it on this show, but what are you seeing out there? Everything us mainlanders are seeing is that the weather is going nuts. And the odd thing, because I watched like an hour of reports on it last night. I could be wrong, but it's saying that it's mainly just Oahu. Like Maui isn't getting it that much. Nothing is happening on Big Island. Is what
that's
I
not true.
But
right. So I personally actually throughout the week posted videos of like a Target completely flooded in Maui. People were being told to like evacuate or whatever certain areas. I actually saw an article where areas were being evacuated. I can't remember which ones, but the places that they were evacuating to were pretty much to capacity. So it's like, where are you gonna go? You're on an island, bro. And the islands are at sea level. But yes, Oahu's been getting, whoo! Dear Lord, listen, I spent almost 12 years in Las Vegas. I've been back here for almost a year now, since 2025. Before that, I spent 30 years of my life here. So collectively about 32 years here, I would say. I have never seen anything like this. Even Hurricane Iniki wasn't like this. I mean, initially, this is the second week in a row that we're getting slammed. I've never seen rains like this. In fact, I don't even call this rain. I call this a wash. Things are being washed. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But man, we're hurting, bro. There's parts of this island right now that are underwater, like North Shore area, you know, Wailua, Wahiwa, like they're going through it. God, I've seen some horrible videos. Horrible videos. Families lost everything. Everything's underwater. Yeah,
Mainly on the
it's
west
bad.
and north side of Oahu.
The north side mostly. Of course, it's felt throughout the entire island. I know there were. I saw an article that I posted. Kaimo Key was getting hit. I went to school in that area, St. Patrick's. It's bad in a lot of different. Depending on how close you or like where you are in proximity to the water versus the mountains. You know what I'm saying? So some neighborhoods aren't but believe me, bro, everybody is hurting because from the power going out to your local restaurants, a lot of restaurants aren't operating and stuff. You know what I'm saying? People are like, where do I go for food? I see a lot of posts on Facebook like, hey friends, what's open right now? Like, because Uber Eats ain't delivering, DoorDash ain't delivering half the time. You know what I'm saying? You just don't know. I'd like to say we've seen the worst of it. I personally just think this is the beginning of it. I'm not going to be here for much longer to see what really plays out, but for a little bit, I'll be around, and yeah, man, I'll let you know up to the minute type stuff. You know what I'm saying? But it's bad. It's bad.
Right. Yeah.
It's bad.
We'll all be here for a little bit longer at least. You know what they say about death? It sure takes its sweet time. But anyway, the thing.
I meant.
I'm kidding.
You know what I meant. But you're right. God only knows, right? We're not promised the next minute.
I'm kidding. But no, I think the weather stuff is crazy out there.
Yeah, man.
Because what it seems like is it's a consistent. It's not like, a hurricane comes, lasts a day or two, and then blows away.
Yes.
That they storm.
It dissipates.
Yeah, okay, so for those that don't know, last week on our show, we were talking about flooding on Oahu. And now a week later, just last night, tons of literal dams are overflowing now and reservoirs. So yeah, man. Praying for everybody out there on Oahu, man. I was seeing last night that there were churches in Mililani opening up as shelters for folks on that side of the island and stuff. And I'm sure everywhere. I saw that news article just going that it was available. So the fact that people legit need shelter, and yeah, something living on an island a lot of us here don't understand is that one thing.
Where are you going to run to?
Yeah, well, you're all connected. It's also interconnected, and it's more that way in a city, but you don't feel like that. You know what I mean? Because hey man, I can drive 4 hours from here and have a whole new life, literally. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, in a whole new town, in a whole new state or whatever. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I could be in Detroit in less than 24 hours under a different name. You know what I mean? Boom. Where you guys are all interconnected. So if something happens on the West or North Shore area, then that's a lot of people who aren't getting to work to downtown. That's a lot of people who aren't, being able to get in their car and work that airport area for Uber. That's a lot of people who work at the hotel.
And roads get shut down.
Restaurant. Yeah.
And you're just cut off. Like some parts of the island, there's only one road in, one road out.
Yeah.
It's bad. So yeah, everybody, if y'all could just say a little prayer for the islands, we'd appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You want to come here and vacation with us people, right? So we got to be around for y'all to vacation with.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe you just want to be here by yourself at the beach, which is fine too. I get it. But please just say a prayer for us. Thank you.
Beaching it.
Life's a beach. I'll tell you that.
Oh, that was a great place in Maui. I actually had a band that played there before it got.
What? Called Life's a Beach?
Life's a Beach in Maui. Yeah, it got taken out with the fire, speaking of bad things.
Okay.
So praying for everybody out there, man. You know what I mean? We just want everybody to be okay. We're going to jump back into this market stuff. Couple of things here I wanted to go over with us, right? So the yield on 10-year Treasury notes, which affects interest rates on all sorts of consumer loans. That's a technical term, all sorts of. Consumer loans, meaning the money you pay out of your pocket for your mortgage, your car payment, your credit card bill, soared to 4.39 from yesterday's close of 4.25, finishing the week at its highest level since last July. Gold futures resumed their recent pullback, falling about 2.5 to around 4,500 an ounce, which when I say that and I know gold, I'm like, it's still really good, but once again, it fell a lot. This week, while silver sank 5%, it's below 68 an ounce. The U.S. dollar index, which tracks the value of the greenback against a basket of currencies, was 0.4% higher at 99.64, and Bitcoin was trading around 69.8, down from the day's high of 71.3. So, any thoughts on that before we get into the Magnificent Seven?
I mean, these, this is one of the reasons why the market's looking the way it is. Okay. I just pray that I want that V-shaped recovery. You know what I'm saying? Will we get it? I don't know. Especially with the Fed not changing the rates, possibly only doing it once this year in 2026. That's not what investors want to hear. That's not what investors want to hear.
That's right. However, man, this is when people get rich. This is as I keep seeing people say, remember, this is when people get rich. And
no, absolutely.
They've done it to real estate.
Yep.
Before in the past, we've seen it happen to real estate, and I think now it's moving to the markets. And we know the markets are somewhat manipulated. If you own 20% of the market, you can move that puppy, right? So, we know they're somewhat manipulated, but the one thing I want to try to keep in mind for people is that it gives you an opportunity to purchase
to buy.
Yes,
absolutely.
That traditionally will go up. So
we talk about it every episode. And yeah, absolutely. Think about it like this. If you bought into an ETF or a stock at $100, and in your mind you have every bit of conviction that stock is going to go to $200 one day, right? And that's why you're buying in. Now all of a sudden that stock is 20% down within a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that same stock that you bought at $100 that you love so much is now on sale for 20% off. It's $80 now. Why wouldn't you buy if you have the money? Now there's a lot of people that are just out of money. They don't have anything else on the side right now to buy the dip. They want to, but they can't. If you don't have it, I get it. But if you have the capital, if you have the cash, if you have the dry powder sitting on the side, logic tells you that it's on sale. Buy it. Buy, right?
Right.
Once again, not financial advice. We're not financial advisors. Just remember that. Okay? Now, with that being said, I'm buying. I'm buying more. Absolutely. I'm buying more for whatever I got in my long-term portfolio. And then at the same time, I'm trading. I'm identifying which sectors are moving. I'm identifying individual stocks that have potential for a good trade. I'm in and out. Like usually my trades are no longer like I swing trade most of the time, which means you hold it for more than a day. And then you sell. Like if you day trade, that's buying and selling the same day. Okay.
Right.
But so most of my stuff is like no more than a week and a half, 2 weeks. Every so often you'll get stuck in a trade where it goes south and you're just not willing to take a loss, so you end up holding that. I have a couple of positions like that. It is what it is. That's just how it goes. That's just how the game works, right? But yeah, man, if it's down 20%, if it's down 25%, if it's down 30%, yes, it hurts. But you have to have that conviction, that same conviction that you had when you bought it at 100, right? Because guess what? If it's a solid play, if it's a solid company, if it's a solid crypto currency that you're investing in, it's temporary, right? Pretend you didn't even see it go down. Okay. What would you have done? Pretend like you didn't check your portfolio for a month or a year or whatever. This will just be a blip in the radar, right? But when you are aware and you have the opportunity to buy more and you have the cash, what is preventing you?
Right.
Average down. Because now when you buy a stock at a lower price, your price on each individual stock on average starts coming down, right? So now your $100 price point for 10 shares, if you start buying at 80, now comes down from 100, and now you maybe own them at what? I don't know, whatever the math comes out to. Let's just say $95 because you bought maybe one share or two more shares on top of your 10 at $80. I don't, these are all hypothetical numbers, but you get the point. You get a lower price, you get more shares, more piece of the pie, so that when it starts skyrocketing, right, like it should in theory, you're going to eventually own more and you're going to benefit more from it.
Right.
That's how it works. And Warren Buffett said himself, if you're not ready to, don't invest if you're not ready to see a stock drop by up to 50%.
Yeah.
Because in this market, yeah, it's volatile. It could go down that fast. It could go down 30%, 40%, 50%. The average stock investor, they get so shaky, it drops 5%, 10%. I'm out. They take the loss. Cool. Crypto guys, they'll literally hold till they're down 90%. And they'll still be laughing about things, making fun, looking at memes, making themselves feel better about being down thousands of dollars, if not millions, because they have conviction that it'll come back.
Exactly.
I'm down thousands. You don't see me crying and jumping off the hill.
But historically, this is when the richest people get richer. Always.
Yeah, and that's why I'm happy about it.
This is because, gold is still gold. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe it's still trading at a higher price than it was a year ago. And a year from now, it will be trading at a higher price. Now, maybe in between, if you're looking to cash out and make some quick grip, you messed up. But if you're looking for a long-term 10, 20-year hold, you're good. You know what I mean? People got to remember what stocks are down right now that aren't going anywhere. NVIDIA, for instance, which is, already back up. I think we're even too late on that. But NVIDIA is back up. Their stuff is in so demand. And I pulled this up. We got to get around to it. I was hoping to, but speaking of the consumer index rate, right? This is the real people stuff. This is the everyday guy stuff. A lot of your crypto folks are crypto bros, or they have money. They good. Either way. They cashed out $1 million when it was at 100,000, and they're living on that. Now it's just playing internet for them. For us, who need to make wise decisions long term, and hopefully some good decisions short term. We've got to look at things like interest rates jumping on loans, even though the Fed stayed the same. Powell warned that they might go up soon to combat the potential oncoming inflation.
Oil. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Good thing is that the dollar is up 0.4 right now. Percent. That actually is a good inflation hedge as well. But that's, how those things can change and how quickly they can change. Things that are hurting Americans right now, things that are affecting everybody in the world, in the United States, who drives or pays for an Uber or a taxi, is dealing with gas going up to the average of 3. It was an average of 240, I believe, and now we are here. Now,
but it's not just driving and vehicles. You got to think it's your utilities, your actual gas bill, your actual electric bill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's gonna go up too.
All of it runs on fuel. You know what I mean? Watch Landman, y'all. Seriously, watch Landman, because it breaks down everything. Because here's the thing: everything you get comes by a boat or a truck. Everything you get in Hawaii comes by boat or a plane. But everything that, is on the mainland comes by, boat, truck, or plane. Those all take fuel. Every single tire on every single one of those takes fuel. Every single brake pad on every single one of those things takes oil. All of it takes oil. We don't understand that. So, all of it takes oil. And let's see here. It is up, and that is today's national average. And what I wanted to show you is a week ago, it was 30 cents less. a month
Well,
ago.
there's places in California that are like getting hit with like $6. I think your boy, our boy Chef Isabella posted something about like it was a picture. He was at the gas station. Remember, it was in the
Yeah,
sixes.
yeah.
Yep.
Today's
Sixes.
average in California is, let's see, 589 on the coast. It's 587, 580.
587.
Yep.
Woo!
Well, and
Average.
it's because California has a special brand of gas that only California uses, and it's literally illegal to sell the gas that literally the all 49 other states use. So, and it's crazy because look at Hawaii right here, 516, and then California 570, Washington 525. No offense, but your gas should never be cheaper, right? Because it costs so much more to get it to you, right? So. And I just mean on a business level. I'm not saying I don't want your gas to be cheap, because I do. I love you and want your gas to be cheap. However, I am saying on a business delivery freight COGS, cost of goods sold level, right? Gas should always be more expensive in a place that it costs more to get it to.
You know what's so funny? I literally saw some of a little thing that came up in my feed. It said, "Guys, I found gas for $1.34. Unfortunately, it was at Taco Bell."
I love that.
It's the cheapest place to get gas right now, apparently.
All right, man.
Oh my god.
Man, we got a couple of quick Rob things. He was on fire this week. You can snack. We're gonna get to that. We love us some Rob. Thank you for not ever DMCA copyright striking us, letting us use your material. And here we go. This is a little bit of Rob. Let's see here. And this is talking about
our good friend Rob, Digital Asset News. We got to get him back on the show soon.
Absolutely. He's down. All right. Here we go. What we're talking about now is the macro market.
Cycle. Midterm years, even with traditional markets. Go back 4 years from 2026. Let me do some quick math. 2022, you had a drawdown of almost 27%. Then you had 2020, COVID. 2018, down 12%. 2016, not too bad. 2012, no data. That's kind of strange. And then you had, go back 4 years from that, 2008, down almost 50%. 2014, 15%, and so on and so forth. So when people look at this, they're like, okay, I can make bonds. I can do pretty well, S&P 500. I mean, historically speaking, but there are some drawdowns from all-time highs. So maybe that's not going to really be great. What about traditional markets? I mean, traditional equities. Well, I think they're still overvalued. And we just see here the 52-week percentage low. All these different ones are 52-week highs. They're down not 2% or 3%. They're down like 14%. I don't know what this one is, Odessa. They're down 2%, 3%, 5%. They're not really undervalued right now. And that is essentially your options for equities. Now, there's promises for gains, especially the narrative that is AI. If you get into NVIDIA, if you get into Tesla, if you get into AMD, yeah, makes a lot of sense, right? The narrative is going to push things forward. That's what's keeping the S&P 500 up right now. And maybe some people have said that we're not in a recession because of these factors. So people say, okay, well, maybe I'll get an AI. What about real estate? That's my favorite, quite honestly. You can't double your money in real estate. I'm sorry. Here's the home price projections here in the States. It'll vary by state to state, but you're looking at around $425,000 for an average typical family home. Good luck doubling on that. Even if you buy it and flip it, very difficult to do, especially if you get like a really bad one. Let's say you get like 250,000 and you're able to do it. Good luck. Also for short-term rentals, trust me, do this right now. I do it in Houston. I do it in El Paso. I do it in Puerto Rico. And guess what? It's not easy. And you can't double your money like that. It's just very difficult. You're actually buying yourself a job. What about loans? It's not might not be a bad idea. Take $100,000 that I have, or 10,000 or 5,000, whatever else it is, and do serialized loans. Well, if you did that, usually the rates, depending on where you get from, your loans that you're giving out, you usually can't go under 10. Usually it's 15. And that's usually for people for real estate. Even if you do that at a nice fat 9% interest rate, which is what you can charge because you're a private lender. You know how long it takes you to double your money? Well, in 10 years, you haven't even doubled it. And that's even with the great amortization table that we can see right here. The first year for these loans, the interest itself is massive. I mean, the people that are paying you back $6,400 in this situation goes to the principal, which means the actual loan. And interest, you get paid this. So you make money on that. But as far as like doubling, not happening. You need something that is distressed assets. When I take a look at that, this is what I see. I see Bitcoin down 44%. I see Ethereum down 56%. But you got to take a
I'm going to pause and go, here is the payoff. You watched all that. You watched him tell you that the S&P is overvalued. You watched him go, the S&P is finally starting to correct itself and drop. You look at loans, which is traditionally safe. You look at real estate. There is a good return and a solid return on those, but not near as large of a return as current distress.
And like he said, you're basically taking on another job. It's a lot to own property like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead, continue. Yep.
This is what I see. I see Bitcoin down 44%. I see Ethereum down 56%. But you got to take a look at which ones are the actual, some might call them not winners, but the ones that are keeping afloat. And I can see right here, besides the stable coins, I got to tell you, it's interesting to me that Tron is only down 29%, as opposed to Bitcoin, which is down 44% from its all-time high. Ethereum is down massively, 56%. Ripple, or XRP, is down 60. Wow. BNB is 53. Solana is down almost 70%. Cardano, 91%. But some of these you take a look at, you're like, why are they doing so well?
USDC.
So we can take a look at, say, Hyperliquid, only 33%. Which else is pretty good? Tether Gold, obviously so. And not too many that are doing okay. And these are the ones that you can kind of pick out and go, which ones are the actual winners? Canton, which is also a new one, at only 26%. So for me, when I think about, okay, where can I double my, or do an ROI? It's risky. We're talking about altcoins.
Right.
Payments. And we talked about this many times on the channel. I get it. It's boring. But it's what I think will probably be the next push on top of the AI narrative. Look at this. Visa on Chainalytics, over the last month, you'd have 8.3 trillion in total transaction volume. That's in stablecoin transactions. That's not Visa. Visa does way more than that. But over a month, 8.3 trillion transaction volume. And what are they transacting on? They're transacting on the best. And the best are
USDC.
right here: Binance, Ethereum, Solana, and Tron. And they're on Tether, and they're on USDC, which is 93% of the total market cap for all stable coins. And if you want to take a look at like maybe what could potentially do pretty well, these were the top six, or the 16 cryptos classified as digital commodities by the CFTC this week. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Polkadot, Hedera, Litecoin, DOGE, SHIB, that's kind of a joke, but okay. Tezos, Bitcoin Cash, Aptos, and Stellar, and some reporting also mentions Algorand. So the question when I take a look at this, I'm like, okay, well, these are in there. So you have some regulatory clarity.
All right, thank you, Rob. I wanted all of you to hear that, boom, so I could show you this, which is a similar chart to what he's looking at, a little more in depth. But this is where I want us poor folks to get excited, guys. Let's go. He mentioned XRP. You can buy it for $1.41. Bro, for $24.10, you can have 10 XRP coins. XRP ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? And when it raises again, it's got a 1 billion cap. Or, excuse me, an $86 billion cap. Wow, 1 billion, that would be a bummer. But I'm just saying, while everything is down, it's a great time to buy XRP. Solana, one of his favorites. Less than $100. It's crazy to see Solana for under 100. Less than $100 for Solana, guys.
I actually was thinking of getting into Solana at around 75, was it 76, something like that, between 75, 77, something like that. But I saw it go up to like 90 something, and then it came down again. So yeah, Solana was cheap, very cheap. He mentioned it was down what, like 70%. Ooh.
Bitcoin is kind of holding overall, and I'm talking over 90-day period. Want to look at that.
Right now, it's like at 69, I believe, 69,000.
Okay, so
and we were just at like 75 not too long ago.
It's up for the month. It's literally up $2,000 for the month. See how the news messes with your head, bro? See how we live in the drive-through world? Is like, oh no, it's down right now. It's like, oh wait, but just 30 days. I've made $2,000 in 30 days if I have one Bitcoin sitting on the market. You know what I mean? It was 67.9 at the open 30 days ago, and it's 69. What is that?
But let's break that down for the average person like you and I that don't have a Bitcoin because it costs $69,000 each right now, right? Percentage wise, what was the gain over the last month? Percentage wise,
that's not telling me.
Okay. But the point I'm trying to get at is, yes, you might not have a full Bitcoin, but whatever you do have, it's about the percentage move up. So in other words, folks, let's make this very simple for you. If you put $100 in and the price of Bitcoin went up by 5% in the last month, that means your $100 is now $105.
Yes, because you can buy
Simple
pieces of a Bitcoin. You can go in with a bunch of people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Who all put in 1,000 and 69 of you own, 10% of a Bitcoin kind of thing. Oh, I love Ethereum. I've always believed in Ethereum. I love Ethereum. And it rides the Bitcoin wave, absolutely. But it is still up 5% over 7 days, even though it has dropped, 2% in the last 24 hours. It's still, to me, 2,000 is still expensive for Ethereum. I'm old. Tether.
It is.
Dude, Tether is mass traded everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Tether is mass. I mean, and you can buy Tether for $1. Also, look at the stability of Tether. We're talking 0.01 and 0.03 7-day percentage when everything else is mass moved. Look at Tether. Tether is solid AF, bro.
Yeah, I just personally feel like everybody's missing out. Like, I'm not everybody. People are missing out if you're not buying into the market right now, if you're not buying the dip, if you're still waiting on the sidelines, just like, it seems cool. I want to make money, but I don't know. Everything's falling right now. It's a crash. Well, you know what? Something's going to happen next week. Something's going to happen a month from now. Something's going to happen 2 months from now. There's always going to be something that you're going to find an excuse to come up with to not jump in the market because of. Okay, so stop it. If you got some funds, jump in. You don't even have to have a lot of money. This is a misconception that everybody has. A lot of people come to me and say, "Hey, how much money do you need to have to start trading stocks?" $5. Literally.
Correct.
Like, a lot of these brokerages, you can download the app for free. You put in all your information, your legal stuff. You sign the agreements. You get your account set up, and you start funding it with as little as $5. That's it. Like, no, you're not going to buy $5. You're not going to buy a whole stock. A Tesla share for $5. You're not going to buy a whole stock. I mean, an Apple share for $5 or an Nvidia share. But what you are going to do is you're going to own a little fraction of the share. Okay. Fractional shares are a thing now. In the past, they were not. You had to buy and sell full shares. So if you didn't have $200 for a share, then you couldn't buy it. But
correct.
Even if you don't have $200 for a share, and if all you got is $20, put the $20 on. And if that stock goes up by 5 or 10%, 50%, whatever percent, guess what? Your 20 now turns into something more than it was. Period. That's the point. It's about making your money grow versus letting it sit in the bank and collect dust and let the bankers make money off of your money just sitting there, because that's what they're doing, and they're giving you possibly a percent.
That's why your money erodes under them, because they take it.
Yes.
That's how that works. You
And
know,
and on top of that, inflation's eating away at your money.
exactly.
So your buying power
Dogecoin.
just
I want to get people pumped up
Dogecoin.
on
I have those.
Dogecoin, bro. You have
I have
Doge?
those.
Bro,
I have
look,
those.
look right over here. Hold on.
Yeah,
Boom. The 16 cryptos
I
classified
know.
as digital commodities by the Crypto Federal Trade Commission. And it doesn't matter who's coming in 2 years. The CFTC ain't going anywhere, right? No president is going to go, we're going to shut this down because there's one thing they all like, and that's money, bro. So
Yeah.
the CFTC is a legitimate thing that I truly believe is here to stay. And they're telling you that Doge is a legit Bitcoin Cash as well, which is very, very purchasable. But they're telling you that Dogecoin, where is it? Right here, is an official digital commodity, meaning you can own it as an official recognized government commodity. Right now, it's at 0.09 cents per share, dog. Let's
And
go.
it all started as a joke. That's it.
Yep.
It all started as a joke. You know what I'm saying?
It's got a
Elon
$14
Musk,
billion market
all that.
cap.
Yeah.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I'm just saying the market cap has gone up 18% in 24 hours while it's going
Yeah.
down. Now is the time. Look at that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So I started
9 cents.
I started buying in at 40 cents. And now my average price is 15 cents. So yeah, there we are.
Let's see
Yeah,
here. How
I
much
got those.
Doge can I buy for 100 bucks? Boom. Let's see here. I'm pulling up the AI on this.
It's some really crazy amount.
As of March
Not a crazy
24,
amount.
look at
but
that. Yeah. You can buy 1,051
There you go.
Doge coins right now. You know what I mean? For $100. Think about that, bro. And that is an officially recognized digital currency, bro. So what?
Once again, not financial advice, but
No, I didn't say. I said you can. I didn't say you should.
right.
I'm
right.
just
Yeah.
official currency recognized as. And for $100,
Mhm.
so for $50, you could buy 525 Doge. You know what I mean?
You can.
Think about that.
And God willing, one of these days, those damn coins go to like $10 a pop, or $20, $100.
Well, you
Get
know
rich.
what's got me thinking about that, if you pay attention, is Twitter is about to release its own coin. And Twitter is about to release its own coin that trades
You mean
on
X?
that is, of course, based or X, Twitter, yeah, formerly known as Twitter. Is
Mhm.
and of course that's gonna be backed by Doge. It's gonna be, backed by Doge. So there's that.
Wow.
There's USDC always available for $1 by the dollar. You put it into the loan pool. No, you will not double your money, but you can use USDC the way Rob was talking about to put it into that loan pool. And the interest you get a percentage of back to you. It's a good investment because it trades 1-for-1 on the dollar, only a lot more flexible than, the actual greenback dollar bill. Solana, Tron. You get Tron for $30.
I don't
dude.
know. I might need to get Tron because it has my name without the Q and the dash.
I know.
I'm sorry, bro. I think he might have just sold me on this. Like, I mean, why wouldn't I get Tron? It's performing great.
It is.
Yeah, it's not me, man. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. It's got my name, baby, without the Q. No,
Absolutely. And then the last one I wanted to show right here is XRP. You can buy it for $1.41.
I got XRP.
Dude, I can't explain how wonderful it is that you can get in on something that's hot, that's real time, that you have a legitimate opportunity to understand, and whether you win or lose immediately or in the next 90 days, just following your investment in XRP on a website like this and in the market will open up your eyes, and it's a great learning tool. And where else are you going to learn so much about crypto and only invest $25, right? $25, you've got 10 XRP. Let's go.
Listen. That just reminds me of memes that I've been seeing recently, where you'll see like a whole computer room full of 10 screens and all kinds of keyboards and everything, and It said the caption says, "Me managing my $14 crypto portfolio."
Yeah, yeah. You shared that with me, and I took offense, which is fine. Okay, I'm gonna be
What
fine.
do you mean? I share you with all kinds of things. What are you talking about?
Because
I don't know what you got or you don't got.
that was a personal attack on me and my studio. And
Not
doing
at
all
all.
this. Dude, look, man, my $48 of crypto is none of your business. Okay?
No, but it's so funny because you know what? We all start somewhere. And when I first started, I only put like I had more, but I didn't want to risk more. It's about what you're willing to lose, right? So I put like I think AMC. I started with like $500.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
my 500. I started buying it like $10 a pop. Current day AMC is 98 cents. Oh my lord! If you didn't sell in that squeeze, buddy, and you still holding on for dear life, waiting for that squeeze again, the only thing getting squoze at this point is never mind.
Yep. All right, man. We are wow, time went fast. We're already at an hour. So we're gonna skip. I had one more thing I wanted to break down. We can't really get all into it, but basically go to Digital Asset News and look at the US-Iran war ended the $1,300 Bitcoin secret. And that is that Bitcoin has been on a downward trajectory since October 2025. And everything that is sell pressure counts. Today we look at Iran's role in the super cheap Bitcoin. And this is something that we had actually talked about. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look at that for sure. So
Can we go a
you
little long?
think so? He's saying there's a correlation.
Can we go a little
A
long?
little bit, yeah. We'll go a little bit, yeah.
Go. I don't know if this one's very, very depressing or very negative, but it is the reality of the situation of what is going on. But I got to tell you, that was a good one. So, this actually got me all started on a post. This is from Upper Nick. And he comes out and says, there's a nice video of Rainbow. I guess this is over Iran. It says, hey, the most bitter paradox of our time. Tehran is currently experiencing military strikes, yet the air is the cleanest it has been in years. I'm like, well, I can get behind that. That sounds pretty nice. Why? Because the Islamic Republic's massive grid-draining crypto farms are offline. Let me say that again. Because the Islamic Republic's massive grid-draining crypto farms are offline. Now, before we go further, I just have to make mention, this is not a geopolitical channel. There's plenty of those experts out there. We're not talking about that specifically, about what's going on as far as the skirmish. We're going to make some...
Come on, Rob, let's go. Let's talk. Come on, Rob. I love this.
What we think is going on, but there are some hard facts about what's happening.
I like how he's like us, man. It's like, we're not trying to make an opinion. And the problem is when we go neutral and just talk about how we think it's going to affect the everyday person in long-term investments, is like, oh, well, you must feel this way on this side, or you must feel... It's like, no. I think it's all messed up. We're not getting the straight story from anyone on any side telling us anything. And honestly, the market combined with Kalshi is kind of the best indicator of what we can expect in the immediate future. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that get swept under the rug and people don't want to talk about, but I'm glad that Rob is talking about it.
And once again, I literally don't know his politics at all. And I don't care his politics. And quite honestly,
I've never heard him speak like this.
Everybody, well, I've seen it. He talked a little about this before, but everybody I know that's really, really smart knows that all of the politics is a game. And if you get caught up in it, you're the mark. You know what I mean? If you believe that The Rock and Stone Cold really hate each other, that's on you, not them. Right? So anyway, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what you... Okay.
Especially with Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining, what that means for the greater crypto sphere. So, meaning their power plants aren't burning toxic mazout. Because, I should say, the Islamic massive grid crypto, toxic mazout, heavy fuel over our heads anymore. The daily crypto of their corrupt, substandard economy has halted. The Islamic Republic itself was a weapon of mass destruction. Their peace was suffocating us. The end of this regime is literally letting Iran breathe again because they are not mining Bitcoin. So it brought to me two questions. First of all, how much does it cost for them to mine Bitcoin? Is this a big factor? And what is...
He knows this because we covered it. It's the cheapest place in the world to mine Bitcoin, Iran.
For the greater crypto market. So we can just see that, over the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks since this military operation began around February 28th. We can see that things have been going in the right direction. I mean, we topped off at almost 75,000 just a couple days ago, 4 days ago or so. Now we've come down a little bit, but sell pressure is sell pressure. And when we talk about this, I'm not saying that Iran is the number one and only factor for Bitcoin losing its price. There are many factors. Take a look at all the leverage plays. Take a look at all the institutions that are actually selling, or take a look at all the old Bitcoin whales from
Let's go.
when you are excavating, there's a difference of how heavy or how light. And you can just see right here, US oil, and you can make that assumption to WTI crude or Brent crude from the North Sea, or in the Middle East as far as Dubai. You can see how thick it actually is. US oil is not thick whatsoever. And then as far as like how much sulfur is in it and how much does it cost to produce, you can see that it's minimal production as opposed to Iran oil, which we're talking about here, and Venezuela oil. Again, it's all about oil. And of course, if you are having to burn that because you want to turn on a bunch of Bitcoin miners, then yes, maybe you will get a polluted airway. I'm not from Iran. If you have family in there, sound off in the comment section. This is just one person's assumption, so we'll see where it goes. But there has been this, well, how much is that? And how much is the sell pressure and what's going on? Now to bring this to light, this was just
what I wanted to show. One Bitcoin only costs $1,300 to mine in Iran. So far cheaper than pretty much every other place.
A couple of months ago. So it came to me, I'm like, well, how much is that? And how much is the sell pressure and what's going on? Now to bring this to light, there's a great publication there's a publication. I can't profess to say I know an extended amount about it, but the National Council of Resistance of Iran. And they put out an expose about Bitcoin mining and what's going on there. Apparently they have probably more inroads and more people they can talk to in Iran or around that sector, that area, about what's going on. And it was a fascinating read. I linked this in the description, and it made a lot of sense about Bitcoin and sell pressure. Bitcoin mining in Iran, IRGC operations, and the power grid crisis. Now, before we go on, this was published in May of 2025. This was before we had any wind of what might potentially happen with boots on the ground, 2010, moving forward, 2017. As the country sought creative ways to overcome economic isolation. I would say that this was actually going on for quite some time. By 2019, the clerical regime officially recognized crypto mining as an industry and introduced a licensing regime for miners, offering cheap electricity to attract investors on the condition that all mined Bitcoin be sold to Iran's central bank. It's an interesting proposition. You mine Bitcoin super cheap, you can sell it, but it's got to be the central bank. I'm pretty sure they set their own standards. I'm pretty sure they work with the cleric regime to sell it off. Could be wrong, correct me in the comment section. But there was probably quite a bit of sell pressure because you were trying to get around economic sanctions. Makes a lot of sense. That's one great way to do it. The prospect of subsidized power drew interest from domestic players in Iran and foreign partners, notably Chinese investors, who set up large Bitcoin farms in Iran's free trade zones and remote warehouses. Again, I am reading this right from the National Council of Resistance of Iran, which makes a lot of sense as we see a lot of connections between Iran and China. Again, not a geopolitical channel, I'm just telling you what's going on. In mid-2019, authorities blamed an unusual Again, this isn't the only sell pressure, but it could have been a big one. By 2020, the IRGC and entities under Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei.
What's up?
So, in a nutshell, what Rob is basically might be saying here is that why would anybody want to pay $69,000 for a Bitcoin when you can essentially go to Iran, just like how you had pointed out, you know what I'm saying? Start mining for $1,300 and drop it in the market for, you know, 69. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that's where the sell. Okay, all right. There you go.
Just to kind of show you that there's so much more involved that they don't talk about on the regular news. You know, I mean, when we all know that Bitcoin is going to be the biggest probably disruptor in the history of, fiat currency, and you get it the cheapest in China and people who we consider to be our enemies, around the world. We're working with Iran to mine the largest amount of Bitcoin for the lowest amount of money. I'm just saying there's always more to it. You know what I mean? And it's important as a person in the crypto market and the markets related to, like oil, because it all, as Rob said, revolves around the oil and the precious metals. It's important to know, man, that Bitcoin could really, think about it like supply and demand, right? The less mining there is, the more valuable what you have is, and the more valuable the mining will also become. So that's been awesome. Guys, we've had a great show. We're going to round it out with our big homie. Thank you so much for going a little long with me, big homie. So we're going to hit these little, these are about a minute or so a piece. This is our guy right here, the Wall Street Trapper. Oh, hold on. Where did it go? Let me share the screen. Look, man, I'm not a great producer after midnight. So anyway, let's go. Here we go. And this is the biggest credit mistake you're making. Let's put some volume on that. What do you say?
Rooms yet, but we're not taking full advantage of what people think that we don't have access. And I disagree. We may not have access to certain rooms yet, but we're not taking full advantage of what we do have access to. That's the difference. So like really being intentional about building your credit up. Well, that's not an overnight thing. That take a little minute. But guess what? They got so many people that look like us, sound like us, talk. They can help you go from 500 to 750 in a matter of a year. All right. So what do you do with that? Well, the goal is not to go buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need, that you got to pay back. The goal is to say, how do I now leverage the credit to go get something that's income producing? Contrary to popular belief, once you get the credit right, it should be, how do I get a rental instead of how I go get a house to own out? Not saying nothing against home ownership, but home ownership, after you get 1 or 2 rentals, then go get you the crib. Like we got to think legacy mode. And I don't think we in legacy mode enough. I think once we get the money, we never switch to another mode. We be in survival mode. Then it's, well, I got to show niggas I'm on. I got to show you I made this money. Instead of saying, okay, boom, I just broke through what's for sale. It's not a one person thing. It's a cultural issue.
You always talk about that financial trauma.
It's a culture. It's 100% is that finance. It's a cultural issue, bro. We don't know how to not fight each other. We don't know how to not be at each other top. We've gotten really good at making each other the enemy. Instead of saying, I'm fighting for my last name right now. Like, people think that we don't.
Yeah, man. We're really good at fighting each other. Just turn on any of your preferred social media outlet, and you will see that if there's one thing we do, it is fight each other. You know what I mean? And we want that immediate win right now on Facebook or Instagram or X. And we don't think about our legacy a lot. And I'm one of those people. I put myself in that category as well. But yeah, man, a lot of times it's about that legacy.
Listen, I spent a lot of my earlier years in the rap thing, the promotion thing, the competition, the going back and forth with people online. You don't see me doing that anymore, bro. I'm done with that shit. Sorry, that stuff.
It's all good.
It just, it's draining. It's draining. Hats off to those that do it daily and that can go back and forth and have their capacity. I lost the bandwidth for that. I'm at that point where people know, so they don't really come at me like that. So I'm glad. Thank y'all. I really appreciate y'all. Because I would hate to have to put any of y'all in y'all place. You know what I'm saying? I love you. I really am. I really do. And if it gets to that point, the block button's my friend. I just get rid of it and just go move on. You get what I'm saying?
Man, not all social media is bad. I saw something that changed my life on Instagram 3 years back. And it was like, one of those where a dude was talking and there was clips rolling behind him. And the clip was titled, "Millionaires spend $100,000 on their outfit. Billionaires spend $100 on their outfit." And he was talking, and then you saw these people walking by, and you're like, Elon Musk is in a hoodie, or he's in a basic black, suit, his suit jacket and black jeans. That's what he wears. And then it was like Bezos, was in like, basic black shirt and jeans. And, you saw Bill Gates and he was in like a sweater and his nerdy ass brown shoes. And, it's just, you saw all these billionaires at this time a few years back and they were dressed very regular. And then he was like, now look at people who don't have 10% of their money. You know what I mean? It's like, $10,000 Balenciaga bag. You know what I mean? $80,000 Rolex. And it's like, where is your money going? And, if you really have money, the last thing you want people to do is know, right? You don't want people to know you have money when you have real money. So, it made sense to me. And from then on out, I just started dressing how I like to dress, man. And,
that's why I keep it plain and simple, bro. I'm wearing a t-shirt and a fitted hat.
You got that fashion, but it's not like you're trying to spend money. You're trying to show yourself. You know what I mean? You got your own style. Right. And that's your own fit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I know you don't be dropping millions of dollars or nothing, man. We all like to look good. When I'm going out nice, I like to look good, but I'm not going to spend 10 grand on a watch and, $5 grand on shoes and another $2 grand on jeans and $5 grand on a shirt just so I can impress somebody. I'm just not going to do it. So yeah, man. And then our final one, absolutely. Because man, I could put, I could spend $50, $100, $200 on that whole outfit and put $1 grand into the market. And that's my name. So,
but let's play that last clip and be out because we're running real. You know what I'm saying? We're going into the deep waters.
This is it, man. We're wrapping. 120. A little long. I fear would be 120. Stop dying for the hood and start buying for the hood. He's been watching us. Bro. Because this one is titled Stop Dying for the Hood and Start Buying for the Hood. I wonder where he got sayings like that from. You know what I'm saying? Watch this.
The old money that once ran New Orleans, they gone. And they left the money to their kids. And their kids don't want to be in New Orleans. He said, bro, New Orleans is for sale. And I thought about every hood, like that's how every city is. But the problem is we can't never capitalize on it because we too distracted. All we gotta do is play the long game, bro. Whether you play the trading game, the investing game, if you just play the game long enough. And that's why I hope that me buying this building with the market gave somebody an aha moment. Well, not buying the building, but getting the down payment on this building was like, yo, bro, you know what? I can do that. And that's something I won't do. I won't go do that in my city, bro. Like, I won't go show them, hey, bro, like, Operation Buy Back New Orleans. Like, we can buy this joker back, bro. One building at a time, one duplex at a time, one fourplex at a time. And you want to die for the hood, boo. Let me show you how to get the money to go buy the property. At least now you know how to, you can defend it because you own the property now. You own the goddamn trap house. You know what I'm saying? And you know how powerful that'll be if a bunch of Black people from their hood start saying, yep, we own this neighborhood. The old money that once ran.
All right. It was a little different than what I thought. I don't recommend building a business from owning trap houses. But, the idea is great. The idea is there. Absolutely. I think it's very important. Ownership, real estate, always valuable. You can get it in distressed places right now and help restore your communities and your hoods. I think most people I know grew up in a neighborhood that is not as good today as it was when they were growing up in it. And if you get that money and you're looking to invest, I highly recommend you invest in those places. And I'll leave it right there. What you do with that building when you're done buying it is on you. I don't recommend trap housing, though. I'm just me. Not financial advice. I don't recommend breaking the law and creating a trap house out of your property. God. How about a Starbucks? How about a nice local coffee shop?
He just had to. And this is where, folks, he's got to start listening to me more. He had to play that final clip to give you that long disclaimer afterwards, okay? That was hilarious when I heard that. Listen, he as a landlord has no idea what's going on in those apartments, okay? You get what I'm saying? Because I know if I was a landlord and that was happening in my apartments, I'm going to have to trap your ass out of the apartment. You dig? You ain't coming back in, bro.
That's not.
F out of here.
In my opinion, because here's the thing too, like owning a trap house will lower the property value, bro. Like,
exactly. That part. Now I can't charge $2,000 a month for the rent.
Hey, I recommend. Once again, I think it's best left to us and all of our fabulous clips you can find on the PT Pod and on our YouTube and on Instagram at PT Pod Show. We say it like this: get out of politics and get into y'all-itics.
Y'all-itics.
But once you get into y'all-itics, you got to get off of y'all street
and get onto
Get on
Wall
Wall
Street.
Street. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Once again, people, stop hustling on y'all street and get onto Wall Street, baby. That's how we do it. Yeah, it's been a fun episode. Remember to tune in every Monday when we go live on the Facebook and on the Instagram. Go ahead and interact, because 9 out of 10, both of us are in the chat as well. We're willing to answer any of your questions, give you some more insight, build upon what we were talking about. We want to hear what you have to think. Maybe our opinion isn't valid. Maybe we're crazy. Tell us. Good, bad, indifferent. We want to hear from y'all. Wouldn't we want to hear from them, Mike?
Yeah, no, and I want to thank our chat. Our chat's been doing a great job lately, keeping it
Yeah.
alive. It changes the feeling
Right.
of the show when it runs on Monday night. Shout out to everybody that drops in our chat. We love you.
Yep.
We hope we're doing a great job for you. We hope we're taking these things that always seem mysterious or inaccessible and making them easy and accessible. And you know that you
Mhm.
maybe can come up with $25 to invest. Well, bang, now you're an investment person and you're looking at those things and you're learning. And that's a great way to do it. And yeah, man, by the way, that last clip of the explanation, worth it to go long. This is going to be the best clip of our whole show. So worth it. T-Qron, tell the people where they can find you.
Hit me on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, T-Qron. I am not hard to find. I'm very interactive with my audience. Check out the music. I do T-Qron Tuesday video drop. We're on going on to, I believe, part, I'd like to say like 18 or 19 coming up
wanna
this
say 19.
Tuesday. 19, right. And so almost 20 different drops, you know what I'm saying? The last one, the ladies were loving it. I've never seen that many hearts on my posts in a while. So the last two have been dedicated to the ladies and more commercialized. But the people that know and follow me for years know that I come with them bars, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't trap me in and box me into anything. I'm a hip hop artist and a podcaster now that can create commercial music, underground music, stuff that people will like. Anyways, long story short, where can they find you at, Mike?
Man, we'll be back tomorrow night, Tuesday. Check out the Tailgate Theology show. That's Pastor Tony's channel. And then Power Sports Time, Tuesday nights, 8:30, right here on the PT Pod Show. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you and we mean it. And we will see you next time.
Yes, sir.